Hey guys, this is Mulan and the Little Mermaid Fan Media 1996 here. And yes, I was originally gonna do this tomorrow, but I decided I want to do this today, but only one part, and that's part 4 for today. So I'm gonna do at least one for today and the other one for tomorrow. So please enjoy. The next one I pick has been one of the worst superhero movies ever from 2005. And that's Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Oh my goodness. Where do I even begin? First of all, the characters' looks are just Shark Boy and Lava Girl. They look really ugly. Yeah. The characters' looks, Shark Boy and Lava Girl, just looks plain ugly. And their powers are just laughably embarrassing. I mean, my goodness. And the CGI effects looks horrible. It looks like it comes from a cheaply made video game. And the plot is cliched and mediocre at best. And the villain was bland and uninteresting. The boy was The boy in this movie was annoying as hell, and the action scenes were not action packed at all. They were boring, and most of them were horrendous to even bear. It's a boring and one of the worst superhero movies ever from 2005. Yeah, I'm not sure if it has a real VHS copy of that, but if it does, I'm not getting that because I just don't like this movie. It's cliche, boring, and wearisome and pathetic to watch. There's better superhero movies out there, like the X-Men movies and Spider-Man movies, or other Wonder Woman. That one was good, and other Marvel movies. This one, if you haven't seen it, I say you should skip it. Plus, it didn't do too well. Look at the score, 19%. You could tell that it's a bad sign. And 32% on audience score, I could tell that the movie did really bad. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next movie. Now, this one I used to like back when I was 11 years old. But now, looking back at it, I was like, why did I even like this movie in the first place? Hold on, guys. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, you probably guessed it. I did like this movie back then. I will be honest. Yeah, you guessed it. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Yeah. Now this one I used to like. I will be honest. I did like this movie back then. I even liked the Squeakquel back then. But looking back at it now, it aged horribly. And it's not as good as I thought it was. There was this one scene where before Dave got fired, the chipmunks drew some pictures and one of them said the size of Theodore's butt. How is that funny in the first place? Ugh. Butt jokes are not funny, they're just plain nasty and grotesque. just makes me feel unclean when I hear those kinds of things. Plus, the chipmunks looks, I'm sorry to say this, but they just look like plastic puppet animation. It's so cheaply made that they just look like plastic puppet animation, and it tarnishes the classic touch of Alvin and the Chipmunks cartoon that we all knew and grew up with. Yeah, it tarnishes everything that we know about Alvin and the Chipmunks with too much butt jokes and childish humor. It just ruined this. This is just a disgrace to Alvin and the Chipmunks. Jason Lee is in it as Dave Seville. Well, I could tell he was trying, but he didn't try hard enough to save this movie, sadly. And the sequels were just as bad. The sequel was bad. Chipwrecked was bad, but Road Chip was one of the worst Alvin and the Chipmunks sequels ever. But this one, the first one, was pretty bad in my opinion. But if you like this movie, that's fine. I respect your opinion. Remember, we all have different tastes, so if you like it, good for you. Enjoy it as much as you want. I just personally didn't like this movie in my opinion anymore. I thought there was lots of problems with it, and it didn't age well to me. And the script I thought was a mess. So yeah. Moving on. This one, I know a lot of people, some people will agree with me on this one. But if you like it, once again, I respect your opinion. Yeah, the Emoji Movie, you guessed it. This movie's so horrendous that it didn't even got a critic review on this one, but it did got a it got overwhelmingly negative reviews. It was so bad. Plus, the animation in this movie I thought was also terrible. It looks like cheap plastic puppet animation all over again. Plus, the villain, who I believe who was Smiley, is one of the worst villains ever. She's one of the poorest and the most laughable villains I've ever seen in a kids movie. And the rest of the characters are obnoxious and unlikable, and gross looking. And yeah, and not only that, they also look ugly. This movie came out on July 28th, 2017. Who was in this movie? James Corden. He's gonna be in James Corden. He's gonna be in the new Cats movie. What's he doing in this one? He was also T.J. Miller and Maya Rudolph. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, even the voice actors did had a good time, and yeah. Yeah. This is probably one of the worst animated movies ever, in my opinion, in my book. It has ugly animation, annoying characters, stupid humor, and horrendous script, terrible plot. Just everything I thought was just a an atrocious mess. And yeah. Who even asked for the Emoji Movie in the first place? Nobody. Apparently nobody asked for it because it's it it's it's just a bad movie to handle and to sit through. It's some scenes are actually painful to sit through as well. Once again, if you like this movie, that's fine. Like I said, we all have different tastes. But I just didn't like this movie. Like I said, I thought it had lots of problems. Plus, I thought I thought it I thought it looked horrible to begin with before it came out. I always I always I always thought it looked horrible. So yeah. Let's move on to the next movie. I know some people like this show, and once again, I respect your opinion if you like this show. I just don't like this show nor the movie. Yeah, you probably guessed it. Caillou's holiday movie. 58% on audience score, but no score on Rotten Tomato meter. That's strange. I don't know any of these actors or actresses, so yeah. Yeah, personally, I don't like Caillou in my opinion. I think the show's really childish in my opinion. But this, however, is even worse than the show itself. And not only that, it's probably one of the worst Christmas movies ever, next to Home Alone 4 Taking Back the House. And the animation looks cheap as well. And like I said, this movie is only for like the show's like really childish, and it doesn't give it this movie does not warm my heart at all. It's there's and it be this and the jokes were uninteresting, and some of them are really childish, and the main character is also childish, and some of the characters also act childish as well. And the animation is cheap, like I said. The script is a mess. The plot is confusing, and it's it's boring and just unpleasant to watch. It's just an unpleasant Christmas movie to watch. Yeah. Once again, if you like Caillou and if you like this movie, I respect your opinion. If you haven't seen it, I say skip it. It's not worth watching. There's better Christmas movies like Elf, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Miracle on 34th Street, It's a Wonderful Life, etc. Caillou's holiday movies and Home Alone 4 are both movies you should skip. Alright. Part 5 will be in session tomorrow. This is me signing off, and I'll see you guys later.